Hi, everybody. I'm Olga Villaverde.
And I'm Amber Milt. Welcome to The Balancing Act.
Today, we're going behind the mystery and bringing you one woman's story as she battles a rare disease with grace and courage.
And then we're going to switch it up and go sweet and savory as we discover some delicious treats from Funky Chunky.
I like that name. And speaking of treats, I like this other name, Chef Ralph Pagano. He's in the kitchen with the perfect after-school snack.
I can't wait. And guess what? It all starts right now.
Okay, chocolatey, caramely, gooey, salty. Do I have your attention yet? I'm talking about the most amazingly sinful popcorn you have ever tasted. And would you believe that Americans eat around 17 billion quarts of popcorn every year? That's an average consumption of 68 quarts per person, and it's about to become a lot more. Joining me now and talking about the changing face, or shall I say, changing flavors of popcorn is Laura Kruse from Funky Chunky. Good morning.
Happy to be here. Thank you, Olga.
I just love the name, Funky Chunky.
Exactly.
All right, so before we talk about all this great stuff, I have a pop quiz for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, they say you know all about popcorn.
I do.
So let's see, Laura. Ready? Question number one. In order to get a full serving of whole grains, how many cups of popcorn would a person have to eat?
3 cups.
She got it right. All right. True or false? Americans eat more popcorn than any other country.
That is true.
I'm not surprised. And finally, number 3. Okay. How many calories does a cup of plain popcorn have? Does it have about 31, 51, or 71?
About 31.
She got 100. You know your popcorn.
I do.
And let me tell you, I've seen a lot of popcorn in my lifetime, but this is just so different. I mean, what's in this?
We have premium ingredients. So if you're thinking dark chocolate, we use Belgian dark chocolate, as well as milk chocolate, white chocolate, and chewy caramel. Sea salt, premium nuts such as pecans, almonds, cashews, depending on the variety.
Talk about taking popcorn to a new level here.
Exactly. And then the popcorn we use is coated with real butter and fresh brown sugar to make the caramel corn. And we use 2 different varieties of popcorn. There's a mushroom variety, which is used in everyday snacking popcorn.
Okay.
And then there's also the butterfly popcorn, which is a lighter, crispier, and a little more open and a bit more expensive. So you get all those premium ingredients in your flavor.
And this must be so much fun to make.
It is. Everything is hand drizzled and hand packed. So really think a large bowl of chocolate and a paintbrush kind of flinging the chocolate from side to side, coating the chocolate, caramel, premium nuts onto the caramel corn or pretzel base. And then we set it in cooling racks, let it cool, flip it, and do the whole thing all over again on the other side. So it's really
both
indulgent.
sides covered. Awesome.
Exactly. And then hand packed, we break those into big chunks and fill the bags and canisters, and you're going to get a lot of product in there.
And voila, let's talk about the product here. What
Absolutely.
flavors do we have?
We'll start over here with the peanut butter cup popcorn. That's got mini peanut butter cups in it. We have the pretzel base with caramel and pecans. This one is called Chip Zell Pop, and it's a potato chip pretzel popcorn combination.
Oh my gosh.
The sea salt caramel is our #1 flavor, and then we have a sweetheart mix for Valentine's Day, as well as a chocolate popcorn for every day.
Okay, I want to try them all, but I'm going to try the sweetheart mix.
Yes.
Yes, let me try.
It's a cinnamon caramel corn.
Oh my gosh.
Everything you want in one bite.
I could say more, but wow, this is sinful. Oh my gosh. And you know, not only just for movies, my kids would love this, but great gift ideas.
Absolutely.
These are gorgeous.
We are a nation of snackers, so any kind of special occasion, anniversaries, birthdays, Mother's Day and Father's Day, as well as corporate gift giving.
I see these beautiful pictures. These are gorgeous to give to someone. The boss, when she's mad at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Now she's no longer mad and you're getting the raise.
Exactly. I love it.
Now, how long does this stay fresh?
We do have a 9-month shelf life on all of our products.
That long?
Yes, it's marked with a best by date, and we hand drizzle and hand make all of our product daily, so you are going to get the freshest product.
And to store them, because obviously you have to do it correctly.
Yes, the canister is easy. Just we recommend sealing it up as soon as you finish your snack. Otherwise, if you get it in a bag, any resealable Ziploc, airtight container to keep it as fresh as you can.
Well, I love this, and I love my supervising producer, so I'm going to take this and give her the sea salt caramel.
Absolutely.
You think she'll
#1
like
flavor.
it?
She better.
All right.
I think she will.
And for our viewers out there who'd like more information, where do they go?
funkychunky.com.
funkychunky.com. You are more than welcome to come back
All right.
anytime.
Thank you. Happy
Thank
to
you
be
for the
here.
fun. And I just love the name Funky Chunky. I'm
Absolutely.
going to take one more bite. You're going to
Let's
join
give it
me?
a whirl. Yes.
Ready? My goodness. Can I take the little one for my girls?
Yes, you may.
They're going to love this. Oh my gosh. You can also get more information on Funky Chunky as I savor this and tell you how fabulous it is by logging on to thebalancingact.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Fabulous stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I like my Funky Chunky.
So I don't know what you're gonna have for breakfast, but I managed to swipe some of this Funky Chunky and it looks delicious. And later we're gonna continue the food fest with more fun ideas that wiggle and jiggle and should make your kids giggle. Chef Ralph is in the house, so please stay with us.
Doctors call it a great masquerader. We're talking about AL amyloidosis.
It's a rare, progressive, and grievous disease that is likely underdiagnosed.
Today, we meet one woman who is battling this disease head on, as she tells us in her own words.
It's a behind the mystery.
I was experiencing fatigue, which had been put down to chronic fatigue syndrome, and then as my symptoms progressed, I put them down to different symptoms of aging, so having tingling fingers to dishpan hands. My ankles would swell up at the end of the day, which I'd attribute to sitting down at a desk working for too long. When I stood up, I would faint, and so I just avoided standing up. And shortness of breath I would put down to not being fit, and so it was easy to pass off symptoms which progressed slowly. My name is Isabelle, and I was diagnosed with a rare disease, AL amyloidosis, 20 years ago.
Amyloidosis itself is a disease in which amyloid fibrils occur in the organs of the body. The most common type is AL. AL amyloidosis is a disease, like all amyloidosis, in which amyloid fibrils deposit in the body's organs, causing organ-related toxicity, organ dysfunction due to an accumulation of deposits that cause the heart to work less well, the kidneys to spill protein, the liver to get very large and uncomfortable. The protein in the case of AL is a light chain protein, which is part of an antibody. It's a fragment of an antibody that's made by a family of abnormal plasma cells in the bone marrow. This family is malignant. It's a collection of malignant cells, all of which share the same genes and make the same fragment, the same light chain. The light chain circulates throughout the body, deposits in various organs, making the patient sick.
I'm originally from London, and I met my husband, who's American, while we were both living in London. And we flew out to the States to celebrate our wedding. And at the celebration of the wedding, I met all my in-laws for the first time, and my brother-in-law realized, who was a cardiologist, saw that I was clasping my side and clearly didn't feel well. And he was the one who reacted and rushed us to the emergency room, thinking that there was something significantly wrong.
The disease is considered a great masquerader because the symptoms are so varied. When patients have heart involvement, their symptoms are shortness of breath, heart palpitations, and abnormal heart rhythms. They can also have congestive heart failure, which means fluid builds up. Patients with kidney involvement can have swelling of the ankles and the legs. They can have accumulations of fluid in the chest as well as in the abdomen. They can also have lightheadedness when they stand up. Patients with liver and GI involvement can have massive enlargement of the liver that compresses the stomach, so they tend to lose weight. They can't eat more than 2 or 3 bites of a meal. Patients with peripheral nervous system involvement can get weakness and pain, usually starting in the lower extremities, as well as difficulty with blood pressure and heart rate when they change positions. The variety of symptoms and the rarity of the disease, it's not unusual for patients to go to 5 to 6 to 8 doctors before they're diagnosed. And it's not unusual to have many tests repeated as well.
So the test had showed in the US that my liver was involved. I came back to England, and it took another 3 months to finally get diagnosed with this rare disease. By that point, my health was really deteriorating. I was barely able to do anything. And it was a coincidence that the doctor, who happened to have had some experience in this disease, actually tested for it. And by the point I was diagnosed, I had multiple organ involvement. My heart, liver, kidney, spleen were all in really dire condition, and I was incredibly ill. And when I went to see the specialists in this disease, they thought that I probably had 6 to 12 months to live if I had no treatment. I started off having some chemotherapy in England, which didn't work and didn't help. And we came out to the States where they were starting an experimental program.
I received a phone call from Isabelle's brother-in-law, a cardiologist in New Jersey, who told me about her. We had her come to Boston from the UK. This story has been published quite widely. And she was quite sick when she came.
And I took part in that and had massive high-dose chemotherapy to go with it. And it was hell. I went through hell. It took 8 months to get through the treatment, and at the end of it, very slowly, my health has improved. And it was a long road to recovery.
Fortunately, the family of cells in the bone marrow that was causing the disease was eliminated. And she was young, she was in her 30s. The elimination of those bad cells enabled her organs to recover, and she made a miraculous recovery in terms of heart, liver, kidneys, and her nervous system. And she's put her time to great use.
The hardest things has been that over the last 20 years, I have met literally thousands of patients who have all died from this disease. And so it's absolutely drives me to spend 60 hours a week working to change the future for all these people who are suffering from this disease. I founded the Amyloidosis Research Consortium 2 years ago to raise awareness and really break down the barriers for drug development so that promising new therapies could get through the system and we can get treatments for patients.
We are entering a new era in which there are therapies now, and these new therapies are designed to help the body remove amyloid from the tissues and hopefully reverse the organ damage that is a hallmark of the disease.
We're at this amazing moment in time where there are drugs that are being developed for these diseases. And it's really, really critical that doctors know about them, that they put patients on clinical trials, because we need these treatments desperately, and most patients don't do well. And there is real hope in the future, but we need to really work collaboratively to get those.
Ultimately, it will be the benefit to the patients demonstrated through clinical research that will result in the approval of one or more of these agents.
Awareness is so important because this is a rapidly progressing fatal disease, and patients are typically seen by about 5 physicians before they get the correct diagnosis, and they run out of time in that time.
The case of Isabelle is a rather unique case. She is alive and reasonably well now, very, very busy. It's 20 plus years since her stem cell transplant. For a patient to have extended, durable, complete remission is extremely unusual. It's probably, as you would imagine, 2 or 3% at most of newly diagnosed patients.
My body has recovered, my organs have recovered, and I have been in remission ever since. And I'm the exception to the rule. I feel absolutely blessed to be in this position. Today I feel great. We live outside of Boston, and I live with my husband and my 3 children. And there's definitely been a shift in my career path, and from my experience, I feel that, my life's work is really trying to find answers for this disease and helping other patients. And certainly I appreciate the good things in life.
For more information on AL amyloidosis, please visit the websites of the Amyloidosis Research Consortium, Amyloidosis Foundation, and the Amyloidosis Support Groups.
What courage she has.
Absolutely. And for more information on AL amyloidosis and clinical trials, you can visit amyloidosis.org.
Or you can go to our website, thebalancingact.com. Welcome back. Hey, Olga, did you ever make those gelatin treats for your girls when they were little?
Oh, I did, and they loved all the flavors, strawberry and orange especially.
Well, guess what, guys? Chef Ralph is here with some fun new ways to use those classic flavors that just might have your kids giggling.
riddle me this. What wiggles and jiggles and gives kids the giggles? You guessed it, gel dessert. And what better way to celebrate back to school than with these colorful and tasty treats from Bakol gel desserts. Not only are they so easy to make, moms, you're gonna love me for this. They're an all-natural snack and a healthier option for your kids. Let me show you what I've made. I've got fantastic strawberry gel mold. Look at this. I've got blackberries, cherries, dragon fruit, mint on top. It's so easy to make. You keep your fruit at room temperature, you keep your mold in warm water, you put the two together, and boom, it's that easy. How about gummies? You like yours in the form of a bear? We got it right over here. Fruit roll-ups, all made with Bakol gel dessert. You substitute the water for apple juice, you heat it up, you mix them all together, they turn out fantastic and they're great. But what am I gonna make for you today? My all-time leading favorite, the watermelon gel dessert. Now right here, I've got in front of me what would look to be an ordinary plain watermelon. But that ordinary plain watermelon is about to get jazzed up. We're gonna cut around a little circle so we can start to free the watermelon. Maybe make a couple of squares over here. Maybe mom, you can mix it for your margarita when nobody's looking. Scoop out the watermelon. It's just that easy. You can reserve this toward a little fresh mint, and everybody's gonna love it. Now, here's where the magic's gonna happen. Right here, hot water makes it so easy, and then I've got my favorite raspberry gel. I'm gonna mix it together, dissolve the gel in the hot water. Oh, this is so good. Watch how easy this is. I've got my hollowed out watermelon shell. I'm gonna pour in my gel mix, fill it up to the top. When we're making the gel recipes, make sure not to over-mix it. Once it starts to set, it's done. Then, a little bit of plastic wrap goes on top. Now, make sure, a little chef tip, when you have your watermelon, you take a little off the bottom so it doesn't wiggle too much. If you don't take it off the bottom, you can add like a cup from the mayonnaise, some saran wrap or plastic or paper towel to keep it together. Look at this. Oh my, my. I took the liberty of making one earlier for us. I'm gonna reveal the plastic right now. Oh, look at that. It's cool, it's fun, it's so good. Now watch how easy it is. I got my knife. I'm gonna take my watermelon, just like this. Made with 100% natural ingredients. There's no artificial flavors or colors. They're non-GMO, no preservatives. There's 6 great flavors to choose from. Huh. It's that easy. All you do is cut it up, mix it up for your friends. You want to know more about this recipe and Bakol natural products? Check out bakolnatural.com or our website, thebalancingact.com. And don't forget to share your favorite Bakol gel dessert with us. This has been a quick bite, but choose slowly.
Travel tips brought to you by Sunoco, on the racetrack or the road home. Sunoco, fueling victories every day.
Road trips can be a real adventure. Whether you're going it alone or with family, you have to be prepared. So what do you do before you hit the road? The key is preparation. One of the most important things for your car on a trip, even local ones, is a first aid kit. Make sure you have one that's fully loaded. Water, take plenty with you. Stay hydrated, it will keep you alert and feeling good. Snacks. I mean, really, what's a road trip without munchies? A flashlight, a great item to have, and tools for the car. Screwdriver, wrench, pliers, socket set, jumper cables, blanket. These can really save an expensive repair or just get you back on the road. And make sure you have one of these, a tire gauge. Properly filled tires are safer and they last longer. Finally, check your oil and washer fluid before you leave. Simply locate the oil dipstick, it's this, and see if it reads full. If it does, you're good to go. Well, that's it for now. See you next time and happy trails.
Travel tips has been brought to you by Sunoco, on the racetrack or the road home. Sunoco, fueling victories every day.
Watermelon, I have to try that. I think that it's gonna be delicious.
Are you gonna invite me over?
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's our show for today. But head to our Facebook page and our website and follow us on Twitter. We've got lots more there.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.